United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Want us
to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live, September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift a glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 chill General Muhammad Scripture Breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Want
us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
So you know, she said this whole system you need for change.
Yeah. To all who see the evil.
Like nothing evil, nothing to blood clot.
Yeah. And they ain't say nothing about it.
ISUPK. Now the apocalypse rage for kill batty boy and Catholic priest. Tatter the lace, buckle the base. Chop it up, wrap it up, buckle the game. Rackle him teeth, man stand firm pan battlefield. All when them shackle with feet. All when death look certain. All when nothing no sweet when you accept the fate. But you have some rasta boy when neglect black woman and child and a fuck white girl. You have some pastor boy where you molest the little children. You them forget dirt. Politician divide the people with them remedial roadworks. Which farm a band that a dead man turf. And when me grow that a help on earth, me see M1 burst, head back burst. Now that get a youth lay dead pan turf. When mama cry, nobody hear. Who bring in the guns them over the years? Breaking news over the year. Millions missing but nobody there to give a count. Nobody never did a count. So brother Anansi just come full up in my account. Me no give a fuck how much blood clot money you a earn. Man still want Babylon burn. You a so our turn for rule pan earth. Most time me a beg you send damage and curse. From the oppressor, famine and bombing and worse. Feed some maggage and worm. While them pussy they lock up them church. One west stay solid and damning and firm.
Living with the flies on the roach. My youth better watch your approach. Careful how you talk to me. On Facebook, Twitter, I'm in the mind where you post. Shout it out from coast to coast. UPK the truth till my voice get hoarse. Saving the lives of our people, waking them up, teaching the ancient scrolls. Gather together yourselves, every one of the 12. Tired of living in hell. 2 million we locked up in cells. What the fuck is that smell? Our babies in cages. This shit is outrageous. They stole our land, deporting our brothers, our kids with no fathers. UPK, we got the plan. Fuck all the demagogues, their crimes and treachery. Teaching my people these heresies. Who built America? You spilled the blood of my family. Got them slavery. While you shake hands with the enemies, all people destroyed out here. Tax checks, welfare, shit. I smell that weed in the air.
Me don't give a fuck how much blood clot money you a earn. Man still want Babylon burn. You a so our turn for rule pan earth. Most time me a beg you send damage and curse. Pan the oppressor, famine and bombing and worse. Feed some maggage and worm. While them pussy they lock up them church. One west stay solid and damning and firm.
All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Give me a 1 or a count if you can hear me in the mic. I've got a dodgy mic today. Let me know if you can hear me. We're on the ends, 141st episode. Big up to my co-host, Number Bar.
Shalom, Lord and Christ.
Big up to everyone in the chat. Like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? Got Raquel here. You know what I mean? Everyone else, man, start, putting your comments in. Like, share, subscribe. Let me change the background real quick. And also give us a call on 079, 607 46784, 079 607 46784, man. You know what I mean? You can ask your question, a comment, anything you disagree with, anything you don't understand. I will answer it for you, man. In the UPK, we got the London trip, the UK trip coming up. The generals from the UK, brothers from America, brothers from America's coming over. Make sure you come to that, man. It's going to be live in Scotland, Edinburgh Castle, where King James was born. King James, a black man that helped to preserve the Bible that we see today. He's going to have a ball in there, man. Make sure you reach, man. Who else? What other feasts we got? We got a couple of feast days before that, Dungabar.
We got the Feast of Trumpets, September 15th. So we got the Feast of Trumpets, September 15th. We also have a Day of Atonement. All of these ones come around back to back. So we have the Feast of Trumpets. Then the week later is Tabernacle. Wait, is it? It's a week or 2 weeks later is Tabernacles. No. We have Trumpets, then Day of Atonement, then the Feast of Tabernacles. So obviously Day of Atonement is where there's no food, no drink. So that's a feast of nothing, no food, no drink. So what you do the service and you'll fast for 24 hours. Then after that, we have the UK trip where the Feast of Tabernacles will be in Edinburgh Castle. So that's all of them in a nutshell.
So make sure you come to that, man. So there's quite a lot of things going on. So make sure you contact the school, get kept up to date. We also got the itinerary. What's it called? I used to say about the itinerary.
I don't know. I heard Tazapin say itinerary. I thought it was just in itinerary. I don't know. Is it itinerary?
Itinerary.
I think it might be.
I'm
I
not sure
think
it's itinerary or itinerary. One of them anyway.
some people say itinerary. Some people say itinerary.
One of them anyway.
It might be.
Something.
I think it might be itinerary.
Itinerary.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, if it's, contact the school, we can give you that as well. Should be online also. Also got the GoFundMe as well. If you want to donate to that as well, man, you know what I mean? Give what you can. We'll be more than grateful, man. So got a lot of things popping off, man. Let me see this 1 second. Where is the sound on this? 2 second, Dongle boys. Just let them know some more things about the feast days for 2 seconds, and
Just make sure you're there.
get moving.
You know what? It is. Yeah, it actually is itinerary. So
Itinerary.
yeah. But just make sure you come on down. Any questions? Type them in the chat, or phone in. Whatever you want to do, you can do either one. You can agree with us, or you can disagree with us, man. You can agree with what we say or disagree with what we say. Hold on, give me 1 second.
No sweat. All right, I'm sorted now. So let's get into it, man. Got a couple hot videos I saw this week. You see the video with the blind man? They did a prank where a blind man that's black will ask for help and nobody will give him help. Then a blind man that was white will ask for help. Everybody was so helpful and nice and helping him out, man. You know what I mean? So we'll play that right now. This is right here. Let me know if you had the sounds sounding right. You seen it, yeah?
It's on the screen now.
Damn. Would you look at that, man? Would you look at that? See, when you're black, you could be blind. You don't get no love, man. Even a black man that's blind can't get no love, man. This when the Bible goes, this is how send the people against you. Talking about the white man that shall not regard the young or the old, man. He's talking about these people. You could be listen, these people don't like you so much that even if you're blind, they don't give a damn, man. The Bible goes, they won't regard the young or the old. I mean, if you're old black man, they're still gonna deport you, like the Windrush generation, man. If you're a woman, they're still gonna stop and frisk you, like that woman that we saw got, almost beaten up by the police for Busfare, man. And if you're a blind man, also, you don't get no love from your oppressor, man. From your black, you're God's chosen people. People see you as disgusting and filth, man. And you can't even get you can't even get some leeway if you're blind, man. You can't get some leeway even if you're crippled, man. But when you're white, black man, you could be white and young, white and a child, white and a woman, white and a man. You get all the love in the world, man. But when you're black man, you are detested, man, amongst all people, man. It's like,
and that right there is just white people being white people, man.
That's right.
That right there should let black people know, yeah. No matter what condition you're in, white people ain't gonna help you, man. Whether you're blind, whether you love them. Listen, they wouldn't even lead this man to a place of safety. They all shrugged him off. And it's not like one person did. There was a devil there that was with his woman, and his woman didn't have a heart to say, he's blind, just show him over there. They both looked at him in disgust, man. And that's how they treat black people, man. And we should do the same, man. This is a white blind man. Listen, man, you can't cleave onto us either, man. the thing is this. Obviously, we their slaves, and whether we're blind or maimed or whatever, they're still going to treat us horribly. Now, obviously, that there was a social experiment to show how racist this earth is, man. That's a social experiment to show how racist this earth is. And obviously, if you don't believe it's racism, just watch this video. These a ton of these social experiment videos prove how racist this world is. Do you remember that? Do you remember the last? Did you see the last one when the brother pretended to be half choking to death in McDonald's,
Nah,
and
nah.
they left him on the black brother? They left him on the floor, and then the white boy, they got him water and was rubbing his back. Got him
Wouldn't
water,
surprise you.
was rubbing his back with the black man. He choked, and everyone just looked at him. And this is your life, man. This is your life. Everybody is what racist towards you, man. Where did this happen in France? Because Barack Allah said they keep telling Dongobor France is the most racist place.
Honestly, I don't even know. I thought it was America, you know.
Probably in France. Listen, England. Crawford, which one's more racist, England or France?
Boy, I'm gonna get involved, man. I'm gonna get involved. But why was the devil no matter where you go? So like,
For real. But the English Devils is, I'm telling you, the English Devils is top tier. Their racism is top tier. I'm telling you, I'm gonna put England as number one for the most racist Devils ever, man. So lock him.
Listen, man, this is a Deuteronomy 28, man, talking about our oppressor, 28 and 50. It says, "A nation of fierce countenance, we shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young." And the Lord told us, man, if you disobey me, I'll send a nation against you, man, that won't regard you if you're young or if you're old. And when you see pictures in slavery, you see what young kids, man, on them cotton fields, young kids in them cane fields, women in them cane fields, old men in them cane fields. The Windrush as well, all old men that got deported, man, got their benefits cut off, man. He had one man had what, one can of tuna in his cupboard, man, and was starving. Meanwhile, other immigrants get all types of benefits, man. That's because this person don't care if you're old, young, black, man. You can't even be blind, man. You can't even get no love if you're blind. You would think that, we're disgusted and we filth and all nations hate us. But when you're blind, it's a different ball game now, man. Not even if you're blind. If you're blind, you're still disgusting. If you're crippled, if you're old, you're still getting deported. Imagine that Dungabar, they deported old black men. Like it was, when you deport, yardmen that sell drugs or whatever, or Jamaican people that rape women or whatever, criminals. You know what I mean? They deported old men like those criminals, man. Like they did crimes. Didn't give a damn. Didn't say, yeah, but, let's give them a blind man. Didn't give a damn, man. Put him in chains and deported him. And likewise, when you're black man, you're blind. Listen, you don't get no love, man. There's only one place where you get love is at the ISUPK, man.
Right.
And that's why it pisses me off when people say, you lot only show love to black people. Yeah, we have to, man. Who else is gonna show us love, man? You got the whole world. Listen, you got the whole world, man. You got the whole globe where you're allowed to be white and blind, man. Black man, we're not even allowed to be black and blind. Can we have a place for ourselves, man? You're a fool if you're in some fake Israelite group and giving your love to white people and Africans and Arabs, man. UPK is a place where we have black love. Why? Because we need it, man. Salak, yeah.
And what makes it worse is black people would never do that to white people, man. They would never ever do that. While it is, yeah, while it is whereas the oppressor sees people by their nation, and while it is black people see the world as, we are humans. So black people is just compassionate, and they would have helped that devil, man. If the tables was turned, they would help. But these oppressors, they shrug you off, even though you're blind, man.
That's right.
The reason you're trying to hold on to their arm is because you can't see, and you want someone to assist you, and they wouldn't even do that, man. Which shows you how little compassion they have for black people, man. That a blind black man can't even get no help, man. And this is why what this should lead us to do is take care of our own people.
That's right.
This should do. This should push us in the direction of, you know what? It's time we take care of people who this world don't want to take care of. That should make us say, all right, these Edomites don't want to take care of us. Well, how about we take care of our own people? That way they don't have to try to get help from nobody else. Because we've been trying to get help from them for too long. The only thing that's going to hurt the white man is what? When he sees us stand on our feet and no longer asking for help, man.
That's right.
He's going to be begging us to take his help. He's going to be saying, but we're going to give you this. And we're going to say, don't worry, man. We got our own nation. While it is, they want us to depend on them so they can laugh at us, and they have us where they want us. Like they have us in a position where they want us. The position that they have us is we beggars. Now, once we start begging them for things, they're gonna be coming to see how we're doing. Why don't they need us no more? They've stood on their feet. We better go back and try and make them love us again, man. Because they know once we start begging them for things, we're gonna withdraw our love, and then it's over for them, man.
That's
That's
right.
what we're waiting for, is for black people to withdraw their love, and the days is coming soon. Like every other race is noticing it. Like you at your slave example, you'll be amongst other races, and you speak with them, and all of them will tell you that they hate their oppressor, man. Every last one of them will tell you that they hate their oppressor, which is letting you know that people are waking up and seeing this man for who he really is. Because nations that once loved him is now falling away from him. Now they're realizing the British man has conquered the whole earth, the oppressors have conquered the whole earth, and now they're finally seeing, well, this man has to be the devil. All
That's
these
right.
other nations are seeing it, but we need to see it, man. Because they've done the worse to us than any other nation, and we still don't see it. But the day's coming when we all gonna see it clearly. So okay.
That's right. So this is another video that was trending this week, man. You see it done about the woman getting roughed up by the police over Busfare with their child there. You know what I mean? Let me share this real quick, man. Shit was awful to see, man. So luck, yeah.
Adam, why you arresting her? Why you arresting her? Why you arresting her? Let me just say go. What's going on? What? Why they arresting her? Is that a son? What the fuck? Can you tell me what she's done, please? No. Why not? It's my sister. It's my sister. What's she done? Over a fucking fucker. Why are you handling her like that? She's a fucking woman. She's a woman. She's a woman. Oh, better go over there. Don't hold her like that. Look how they're treating her. A fucking woman. Disgrace. Fucking disgrace. No. I know that my sister is being manipulated and manhandled by two men. That's why I can say. No need for that. What offense is that? Huh? Fair evasion on a bus. That's what this is over. Really? Wow. 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 And you got nothing better to do with your time? I don't get a bus. Yeah. Her son. Look at her son. Look at her son.
Look at that, man. Over Busfare, man. The woman's the devil the Bible speaks of, man. Her son is traumatized over Busfare, man. She's been twisted and manhandled over Busfare, man. Can you believe that over some Busfare? So her son got to have memories of his mom being twisted by the policeman. He got to have memories of the police crowding around him, having a big crowd, cameras in his face over Busfare, man. That this woman probably can't pay. Why? Because the government keeps upping the price on everything, man. Inflation's going through the roof. How else is a poor person supposed to pay for Busfare? And not paying for Busfare is a small crime, man. Small crime. It don't even require jail time. It don't even require a warning, man. A little ban, I mean, probably a fine. It don't require handcuffs, man. It don't require, brute force. It don't require two men police to jump on you, man. When you're black, all they say is he's a thief, man. You do a petty crime like that, they're gonna jump on you. Just like Eric Garner. Eric Garner's dead. Eric Garner in New York is dead and he ain't coming back, black man. Why? Because he was selling loose cigarettes, man. He was selling cigarettes that weren't in the box. And likewise with his sister, this oppressor here hates you if you're a woman, if you're a man. You don't get let off because of your gender, man. And if you do anything as small as not paying your boss fare, which you should pay, black man, she's gonna come down on you, man. You're gonna ruin your son's life, traumatize your children, lock you up, put the handcuffs on you, twist you up, man. Why? Because you should have paid that £2.90, man. You should have paid that boss fare, man. And that's the oppressor that we live under. Don't tell me that the oppressor is sweet and is nice because you got a couple good friends. This is the oppressor that we deal with day in and day out, man. Had that been a white woman, that wouldn't happen. Had that been Becky, that wouldn't happen. Had it been an East Indian man or an Arab man, that wouldn't happen. But because of black, this is what we go through, man. So luck, y'all.
And things like that, it don't require the police. The bus conductor just takes your details and they send the fine in the post. That's what usually happens. They send the fine in the post. Like these police have nothing better to do, man. Like you got the police gripping the woman up. You got the other police officer trying to console her son. Instead of consoling her son, the way to stop her son from crying would be to tell the other police officer to get off her, man. It's that simple. The boy's crying because he sees how the police is treating his mom. You offering him sweets and telling him don't worry ain't gonna stop him from crying, man. What will stop him from crying is you telling the other police officer to get off his mom. The solution's right there, man. You're consoling him. Meanwhile, they're harassing his mom. The more they harass his mom and she's screaming, the boy's gonna cry. And the more you do whatever you're doing trying to not make him see, listen, man, this is the thing. Devils do things and they try and not make you see when really we see what's going on, man. Really, that police officer that's trying to console him, really, she agrees with the police officer that's grabbing up his mom, or she would say to the police officer, don't grab her so hard, man. Let go of the woman. But they're in agreement. And the police always do this with us all the time, man. Especially when one black man kills another black man, the police go on the news and they make it like they're in agreement with the family that's lost a loved one. Really, they just want to take you both down, man. And that's right. The same thing that these police wanted to do here. And the police are racist, man. Just yesterday, yesterday they had all the knife arches in town, innit?
Oh, they had it back again?
Yeah, they had the knife arches in town. So I've came out of my... There's about 7 police officers. I've came out of my slavery. And the policewoman's gone to me, walked through the knife arch. I've said to her, well, why would I walk through the knife arch if the knife arch is to the right and where I need to go is to the left? So I was like, why would I walk through there when I need to go that way? And she's like, just walk through the knife arch. I said, why would I walk that way when I need to go that way? And then one of the oppressors that I work with came out and was like, oh no, he's just finished work. Like the oppressor had to make out like I'm a good Negro to...
Like he's a good one, he ain't like one of those.
Exactly. So I don't have to walk through the knife arch. And those being very racist with it, man. Them knife arches that they put there is only for black people. Like imagine they said walk through the knife arch. So I was like, if I walk through there, what sense does it make if my location's to the left? Like it wouldn't make no sense. I'll be walking through there to walk back through there. So I was like, my location's that way, so why would I walk through there? And then the oppressor had to come out here and be like, oh no, he's just come out of work. Like it's almost like they had to say he might look a certain way, but it's not that way.
He's cool, yeah. He's a cool one. He's a cool one to...
Exactly. I was thinking, So now I stood afar off a little bit, and they weren't asking no white people to walk through the knife arch. Because if you look at the knife arch, there's a way where you can walk around it. So obviously, if you walk around it, then the barrier won't go off. They only want specific people to walk through the knife arch. And I was one of those people that they wanted to walk through the knife arch, like I'm gonna have a knife on me. I was thinking, and this is the thing, the racial profile us. And I mean, it is their kingdom, man. So let them do what they want, because obviously in our kingdom, I'm gonna have a knife arch as well, man.
That's right.
And I'm gonna tell our oppressors to walk through it. And no brother better say to me, this is a good white man. Listen, no brother better come and try and save them. They're gonna be walking through the arch. And this is just how they treat us, man. Now you have to remain professional. Now, if I wasn't in the UPK, I would have been screaming and shouting, and I would have been doing what so many lunatics do when you pull out your phone and talk about your rights and this and that and all of that nonsense. Talk about what did they read? What's that book they read? The
I'm
Green
meditating
something law.
under the section blah blah blah. You're a public servant. You mean
Yeah, you're a public servant, and you serve me, and and all of this stuff. Listen, man, all of that's gonna get you nowhere. It's just gonna take you. It's just gonna take you longer to get home. So obviously, I went my way, and today the knife arch wasn't there no more. These things is pointless. Like things that police do is half the time it makes no sense. First of all, you got a knife arch, but you got 16 police officers next to the knife arch. Now, if someone has a knife, what do you think they're gonna do? They're gonna turn around because they're gonna see you from a mile away. Like you could be at least more discreet with it. But obviously, these police have no brains. But back to that video. How do you think that little boy is gonna grow up? You think you think he's gonna like the police? He's always gonna remember that the police is the bad guys, man.
That's
He's
right.
gonna remember that the police twisted up his mom over Busfare. If I was there, I would have said to the police, "I'll pay the sister's bus fare. You're gonna let her go." I'll be like, "All right, you want the fare? We'll pay the fare. Can she go now?" And what you'll find is half the time it's not about the money with these devils.
That's right.
It's not about the money half the time.
They
What it
don't
is,
want the money.
they just want to lock black people up,
That's
handcuffing her
right.
over bus fare, man. Bus fare is not even it's not even something you go to court for. That's just one of those things. They put a fine through the post, and that's as far as it goes. People skank the train all the time. People skank the bus all the time, and I'm yet to see anyone get put in handcuffs for it, man. So okay.
Why is it absolutely correct, man? You know what I mean? Listen, that it's change, a bit of change, man. And this brother got to go through all this trauma over a bit of change. Sister got to go through all this trauma and embarrassment over a bit of change, man. Like the police got nothing better to do. And let me tell you something, I was watching what's that show, man, back in the day about EasyJet? It was about 10 years old. I was watching it the other day and I saw one white woman did a crime that could land you time in jail, man. She got away with it, man. And I said, look at this. Look how this black woman here getting locked up over bus fare. Meanwhile, look what this white woman did, man. A big federal crime. So this white woman's a twin, and she uses her twin sister's passport to get on the plane. This is a federal crime. This is fraud, man. You get locked up for this.
In Luton, there's another flight heading for Nice.
You're Claire Robertson, I've got Lucinda Robertson.
But Katrina spotted a discrepancy, and so one unlucky passenger may not be going anywhere.
I am Robertson. Is your sister travelling today? She's not travelling, is she?
How did you?
What about you?
I live at the same address.
That means that flight system was quite far, isn't it? Can you spare 1 second right to sort my manager? No, I think I know the answer myself, but obviously I want to try, everything I can. Got a passenger here, on the system it's Lucinda Robertson, her passport's Claire Robertson, and she's got a sister's passport. They're twin sisters, but... Alright, bye. Oh, I'm really sorry. I won't be able to travel, I'm so sorry. There's no way you're going to get a passport in time, are you? I'm just afraid, you can't travel. I mean, you can't travel and drive like that, especially on your own passport. Try and think, but don't think. There is today with EasyJet, but it's not easy.
It's a 2-hour round trip to her home in London, but Lucinda must get to Nice tonight.
I'm working there for a week or 2 weeks. There's a boat show in San Remo, so we're still trying to clipboard and talk to people on different yachts. So probably get sacked.
I really don't think like that. No. Sorry, it couldn't be helped really, could it?
But Lucinda has a plan, and she's not as innocent as she looks.
What time is the next flight? 8 o'clock.
Lucinda should be dashing to London to get her passport, but in fact she's been lying. She doesn't have a passport. it's time to come clean.
I had my bag stolen last, was it the other day, with everything in it, my passports, credit cards, my twin sister. Thought, well, they don't really look at passports, so she looks like me, so that's my I suppose. But everyone said, oh, won't be a problem, no.
She's been hatching a plan. It's against the law, but she's going to wait until Katrina clocks off and then try checking in again, posing as her twin sister.
I really need to get there. I've got other identification with me, so I can't really see why it would be a problem. I'm not a criminal, really.
And Lucinda finally made it to Nice. Checking in customs, none the wiser.
Damn. And this devil just waited for the woman to clock off and got to where she was going, man. And that is a federal crime. That could land you in jail, man. That is fraud at all-time high, man. You can't fly on someone else's passport. And she did it. You know why? You know why she got away with it? Because she's white, man. Had it been a black man, listen, don't go about. We have our documents are official, and we still get stopped and frisked and scrutinized and look at our documents properly, scan it twice, look at your passport, compare your passport to your face. And then meanwhile, guess what? Lucinda can just walk right through, man, and rob, man. We black men, we can't even get on the bus. We can't even scan the bus. We get locked up for being on the bus, man, and traumatized. Meanwhile, this white man can walk right through and use someone else's passport. She deserves to be locked up, man. She deserves that treatment. She deserves the handcuffs. She deserves all the commotion. She deserves to be, twisted up, man. That's what she needs. I like what the sister said. That's correct, man. The sister goes, even if there's a spelling mistake, you can't get on the plane. If your name's spelled wrong, but just by one letter, you ain't getting on, man. If your middle name ain't on the documents, a lot of times you ain't getting on. But when you Lucinda, all you got to do is wait for someone to clock off and go on there again. They ain't watching you. Let me Google it. Actually, let me see if it's a crime. 1 second. Yeah, it says using someone else's passport to travel can lead in serious legal consequences, such as being denied entry into a country or even facing criminal charges. If anyone should get twisted up, it's her. But again, we get twisted up for the small things like Busfare, man. Meanwhile, Lucinda can walk into another country, literally committing fraud, man. So like, yeah.
And the airport is a bigger risk than the bus stop, man. With the bus, that don't really require ID, whereas the airport requires anything. You could be a terrorist using somebody else's passport, man.
That's right.
You could have a criminal record, and you could be using somebody else's ID, and she got to walk through, man, which is a risk, a big risk, man, and she got away with it. And this is what happens when when you're an Edomite, man. You get away with all these things. Listen, even with us at the airport, even with our children, man. Even with our children, let's say your rib goes through with the child, they want to know why the child's got a different surname to the mother. Remember that at the airport? They want to know why the child has a different. I can't remember who it was. I believe one of the sisters went through the airport with her niece or something, and they was asking a ton of questions, man. They wanted to know every little thing. So, like I say that again.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think I remember still.
They was asking a ton of questions
and everything.
So, like I say that again.
They're all suspicious. Don't forget when we flew to the last Passover. Fucking hell, we got scrutinized the whole nine. Don't forget that.
I think is that the day you got me vilified.
What? The day
that's the day you got me vilified in the airport.
The searching our bag, searching our this, wanting to know our phone, everything. Damn.
Listen, man.
Carry on.
Listen, Crawford. You see, forever have twin kids. You see, forever to have two twin boys. They're having the same first name, the same. Listen, I'm confusing the world, so lucky. They're both gonna have the same first name, middle name, surname. I'm gonna call them the same thing. Listen, they're gonna confuse. They're even gonna confuse me. No one's gonna know which one. That way, they'll be able to fly on each other's passport, right? With exactly the same name.
Yeah, it's looking like as well. Exactly the same name. Yeah, you're good. The flying.
Listen, man, they gotta be identical. I'm gonna name them the same name. Listen. I'm gonna make out I don't know who's who. So lucky, it's worth a try. Listen, I pray I have twins one day, man. I'm telling you.
But like what you're saying was deep, man. If anyone should be stopped and frisked, and Manhandle should be here. It's a bigger risk. It's a bigger risk. You're meant to be who you say you are, man. You could bring in drugs, bombs, anything to the country. A sister jumping on a bus ain't that much of a risk, man. I think probably like 60 people are allowed on the bus anyway. When there's thousands on a plane, man. A bus goes locally, whereas a train goes all international all around the world, man. She should be scrutinized, not this black sister here, man. But that's how it is when you're black and Hispanic in England, man. Or all over the world, man. Certain that's small, they'll throw the book at you, man. You know what I mean? Let me see what happened. 2 seconds. So this is a guy that goes around London asking people questions. And I thought it's gonna. I saw this and I thought, damn, this is kind of deep, man.
One ethnicity, if you could change for one day, what would it be? What ethnicity could you change to for one day?
Arab.
Why?
Because I'll be able to understand the word of God, which is the Quran.
MashaAllah, I love that. Beautiful.
Seriously.
Respect that. Best answer I've had so far. Thank you.
So they asked this man here, what nationality would you be if you could change? This man said, I'll be Arab because I can read the Quran. And I thought, that is scary, man. If this heathen said that he'll be Arab just so he can be closer to Islam, then this is how black people must think, man. This is how black people must think when they join that religion. When black people join Islam, they must be thinking the same way. They're thinking, if I could, I'll be Arab, man. I'll be more closer to Muhammad. I'll be more closer to Allah. I'll be like them Arabs, man. This is a problem with religion. If this heathen wants to be Arab, then imagine how black people feel. Imagine how black people feel in the Christian church. We must want to be white too. Imagine how black people must feel when we're in Buddhism. We must want to be Chinese. Imagine how black people must feel when we're in Islam. We must want to be Arabs, man. And let me tell you something, black man. God gave you you got a God. You got a culture. And with our culture, guess what? We're proud of who we are, man. We ain't got to wish to be nobody else. You come in the UPK, you wouldn't wish to be anyone else but black and Hispanic and Native American Indian. You wouldn't want to be Arab for not even a minute, let alone a day, man. But this is the problem. We serve these other gods. We serve these other gods in these other nations, and we look up to them with prestige and hate ourselves, man. It's like, yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. There's a next video. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, please tell me you know how to find it.
What is it?
You see the video, man, where Bouncer said he's gonna move to an Arab country.
Down the bar, man. You got lines up beforehand, man. That could be
Please
anywhere.
tell me. Hold on, where did I see it? I seen it somewhere. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It might be. Hold on. He made a video where he basically said, "I'm not gonna live in London for some jealous black person to stab me. I'm gonna live in a
I see that,
You seen it?
I seen it, but can I find it?
Hold on. What did you say it on? Like, and I saw that. After I saw that, that made me lose all respect for him, man. That made me lose all respect for him. But now it's starting to make sense why. Now it's starting to make sense why black people join Islam. And what's the first thing they do? Go build a well in an African country or African or Muslim country, man. Muslims got enough money. Nobody wants to go build nothing in the Caribbean. That's why out of all them rappers, the only one I like is Millions, because where does Millions go? To Jamaica, man.
That's right.
He goes to Jamaica, he gives out shoes and gives the kids stuff, man. No other artist goes to Jamaica, man. Everybody else goes to a country that has nothing to do with them. Whereas at least Millions, I can say he goes back to the Caribbean and gives out shoes and all of those kind of things. But I can't believe it. I seen the. Please tell me you can find it.
Buried. I saw that like 2 weeks ago as well.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
That could be on anyone's page, any platform. That could be anywhere, man.
Listen, I remember seeing it and I nearly cried when I seen that shit. So lucky. I nearly cried.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. Big one thing.
Hold on.
But yeah, man. This is why in the book of Proverbs, the Bible said, drink from your own fountain, that your children may have confidence, man. That's the problem. We ain't drinking from our own fountain. We ain't learning what we're supposed to be learning, man. We ain't with the woman that we're supposed to be with, man. We ain't in the culture that we're supposed to be in. And that's why our kids ain't got confidence. We're confident in everybody else but what we're supposed to be, man. Let me tell you something, black man. The UPK, we will make you confident, man. We got laws that only we can keep. We got feast days that only we can keep, man. We got women that only we can have sex with, man. And this will make you proud. You ain't got to want to be Arab. You ain't got to want to learn no Arabic. You ain't got to want to learn no Quran or be around. You ain't got to fly to Mecca and see how the Arabs live. I'm like, wow, look at them Arabs, man. You'll be comfortable right here in the ghetto if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Black men in the Bible, we got something. We don't have to join nobody else. We ain't got to adapt. We ain't got to feel jealous, man. We ain't got to want to be Arab for a day or for a minute or for a second. Why? Because we got confidence. You found it?
I found, I believe
Also,
so.
with 2 seconds.
My research ain't too bad. I think this is the one, and I seen this, and it made me listen, Crawford. It almost made me say, "F bouncer Salakia." I had to hold myself and say, you know what, he's just a lost brother. Listen, man, I almost took the shit personal. He wants to get closer to Allah.
That's the problem. If you join a religion makes you separate from your brother, then that's not a religion that you should join, man. If being Muslim means that you can't be around black people no more, then damn that, man. If being Christian means you can't be around black people no more, then damn that, man. You're saying to be a good Muslim, I gotta separate from you niggas, man. How can you separate from what you was born? How can you separate from what God made you, man? There's one thing that we know for sure what God wants. There's some things that we don't know and we got to be taught, but there's one thing for sure that we know what God wants, and that is the thing you are born. God wants you to be the thing you are born, man. That's why He made you that way. God made you a woman. He wanted you to be a woman, and if God wanted you to be black, that's the reason why He made you black. And you're saying, I don't want to be black no more. I found this philosophy, and I'd rather be like them. And that's religion, man. It's crazy, man. That's ridiculous, man. So, like, give me 2 seconds. I'll put it off your right.
So this bouncer video, it was disgusting to me, man. It was disgusting, and Muslims hate black people, man. Muslims hate black people. Imagine this: you join a religion, and you're the only thing you can do for them is help them. Like what you'll find is in Islam, they don't really like poor Muslims, but if you can bring something to the table, it means what? Because you claim to be a Muslim, what happens? You support all of their restaurants. He's even set up a business out there in Dubai renting out cars. Did you see it?
No, you don't be following to that, you know.
I think he's got some rents out supercars if you go to Dubai. So while it is now the Arabs is using him to target the black community. So now you'll say, yo, Bounce is a black man and when I go there, I'm gonna rent this car, not realizing that Arabs is using you as a pawn, man. Arabs don't even like black people, man. Arabs hate black people. Muhammad hated black people, and all the men under Muhammad hated black people, man. And that's why there was so much wars back then, because they was enslaving everybody, man. They was enslaving all everybody. And if you're not, the thing is this, everybody makes out like Hitler's racist and Hitler's bad. Muhammad was worse than Hitler, man. Muhammad was worse than Hitler, and now black people is joining that religion. You're joining a religion that hates you people, man. And these like join it and they build wells. They go there, they donate food. They believe that Muhammad rid a horse to heaven. Have you heard that one? He rid a donkey to heaven.
Yeah.
And his wife said he never left.
I heard it split the moon in half.
Exactly. I heard it split the moon in half as well. This is what they say. They said Muhammad, yeah. One of Muhammad's prophecies is he prophesied about an aeroplane. He said there was something with a nose that has wings that flies. And listen, man, you do know the Greeks made an aeroplane before Muhammad existed, man. That's not no prophecy, man. The Greeks had this knowledge before Muhammad came on the scene, man. What Muhammad did is what was going on at the time, he just lied and made out it came from him. Whereas the Greeks had ideas of airplanes from time ago. I'm sure they even had one on the Egyptian wars as well, man. It's common sense. If you look at a bird, you want to fly like a bird, and the Greeks did what? They had an airplane which predates Muhammad. It probably didn't fly far, but it predates Muhammad. So Muhammad didn't have no prophecies, man. They're talking about, oh yeah, he split the moon. He knew that the sea was one side was sweet and one side was salty. Listen, man, I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about World War III, man. Let me
That's
know
right.
those things. Let me know about World War III, and let me know about slavery and the condition of black people in the Quran. You won't find it, man. You won't
That's
find
right.
the condition of black people in the Quran because the Quran is some garbage, man. So look here.
That's nothing. So just for a play video, Captain Mashak was in Burma and the Indian man goes, yo, he got Indian man, yo, there's bag of prophecy in the Quran. Mashak goes, hit me. Man goes, the Quran says in the future they're gonna be tall buildings. Mashak was like, hold on, the pyramids were there way before Muhammad, man. Ain't that a tall building? Still waiting for him, man. Mashak was like, hold on, the Sphinx is also a tall building. That was out way before Muhammad. Way about tall buildings, man. Come on, man. They chat nonsense, man. There ain't no prophecies in no Quran, man. All the prophecies are in the Bible, man. Salakia. You got about to say.
Get me and try to get closer to Allah, inshallah. And I do remember Islam, I do remember brotherhood. So for me, it's like that's brotherhood is everything, innit? It's like if you're by yourself, like that brotherhood. When I was in Dubai, I was there for 2 weeks of Ramadan.
Yeah.
And the brotherhood, my thing is like, obviously, look, I've moved to Dubai. I'm in a Muslim country. I'm trying to get closer to Allah. You get me? I'm trying to get closer to Allah, inshallah. And I do remember Islam. I do remember brotherhood.
Hold on, there's a longer one than that one. Hold on, let me see if I can find the longer one. There's a longer one. Did you seen the longer one, right?
Yeah, same, but I don't want to get stabbed up by some man living, not doing nothing with his life.
And is it about a black man? Like
something like that. Anyway, I'm paraphrasing or something, but I don't want to get stabbed. I don't want to even mean this life to get stabbed up by someone that ain't really doing nothing with their life. Fuck it out. But yeah, man. Well, have you got it all?
Hold on, let me see if
You want to paraphrase it, move forward?
Let me see if hold on 1 second. Hold on. Nah, I'm probably not gonna find it. But what Bouncer said is he don't want to stay in London and get stabbed by somebody who's got nothing going for them because they see him and they're jealous of his success. That's what he said. The thing is, black people always think that black people are jealous of their success. Bouncer's gonna run to a Muslim country talking about the brotherhood. So what about your brothers in London, man? You're gonna leave them to get stabbed. Imagine this.
That's right.
Bouncer's gonna run off and flee to a place which he thinks is safely and leave the rest of us. That's not brotherhood, man. Brotherhood is what? You staying in the hood and you changing the hood from the inside, man. The thing is this: everywhere you run to, there's gonna be violence and whatnot. And the only way to stop the violence is what? For you to change the minds of the people that you're around, man. Maybe
That's
if he
right.
stayed in London and said, you know what, maybe if he used this platform and got us on his platform, a few people could be converted, man. A few people could be changed. But obviously, he ain't going to do that. He's running away. All right, so Bouncer, you've got money to run to Dubai. What about someone like me who don't have no money? What does it mean for me? What about for the rest of black people who don't have no money? Does it mean we should stay behind and die? And this is why Islam is garbage, man.
That's
We're
right.
talking about the brotherhood, but then there's a coward ready to run away to Dubai, ready to run away to an established country and leave his people behind to die, which is one of the most selfishest things you could do, man. That'd be like us saying right here, yo, we know the truth, so we're gonna go live somewhere else. Nah, man. We still in the ghetto with black people, man.
That's right.
We in the ghetto with black people. 394 Lodge Road every day, breaking up fights outside the school with brothers passing by. Salaki. Every day we go to class, there's people doing stuff and we're breaking it up. We still in the ghetto, man. We don't separate ourselves from our own people and say, well, we good. Who cares about you? Because why? We care about all black people, man. Imagine if Jesus Christ thought how Bouncer felt. If he felt like how Bouncer felt, he would have said, well, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to die for none of these, like, cause yo, I'm good. I'm gonna be all right either way. And what did he do? He laid down his life for his brothers, man. Christ said, no greater man than this, than a man that laid down his life for his brother.
That's right.
And Bouncer's not Bouncer don't have love for his people, and that's why he's running to Dubai. Christ didn't say no greater love than this is a man that runs to Dubai. He said no greater love than this is a man that lays down his life for his brethren. And Christ done that by laying down his life for his brothers. Meanwhile, you want to run to Dubai. You want to run to Dubai and go relax with them Arabs talking about the brotherhood. What brotherhood? What brotherhood is this, man? Them Arabs just invite black people there so they can take your money. That's all it is. You go there and they take your money. You rent out supercars and then you come back to the ghettos in the UK, man. It makes no sense. I've never, to be fair, I've never understood the fascination with going to Dubai. I've never ever understood it. I don't even think I would even want to go there on holiday. Salakia.
So like, break it down for me real quick, man. Talking about suffering with your brothers, man. This is Hebrews 11:25, speaking about Moses, the real brotherhood, man. It says choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God.
And Moses was living good in Egypt, man. Moses was in the king's house. Moses had everything he wanted, riches, had quadruple what Bouncers got, had everything, man. But Moses seen the state of his brothers, man. And Moses said, you know what? Forget this money, man. I'm going to go suffer with my people. Moses said it's not right for me to be filthy rich and run off and live like an Egyptian. Meanwhile, my people are dying. Moses said, you know what? My people are suffering, so I'm going to suffer with them. He said, if my people can't be up, I'm not going to be up either, man. He said, I want to know what they're going through. And because Moses did that, what happened? Moses has books in the Bible, man.
That's right.
Moses is known by everybody, man. Whereas Bouncer, as long as you run to Dubai, after this life, nobody's going to remember you, man. You ain't going to have no book in the Bible, man. No one's going to speak about you or remember you. Why? Because you let riches get to your head and wanted to go worship the Arabs. Whereas Moses said, forget the Egyptians. I'm going to go suffer with the people of God. And because he went to suffer with the people of God, that was worth more than all the money the Egyptians could give him, man. That was worth more than all the riches the Egyptians could give him. He said, damn these riches. I'm going to go suffer with the children of God. Slucky, go ahead.
Khan. Than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Than to what? Than to what?
Enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Don't worry about it. So you go to Dubai. It's only going to be for a season, man. You go live your best life in Dubai and put on your man dress and go drive Ferraris and do whatever else you want to do and go eat all the Arab food and go visit the what's that place where everyone goes? What is it? Al Jumeirah or whatever. What's it called?
Fuck no, no idea.
Al Jumeirah or whatever the hell it's called. You go there and bounce. You go there and live your best life because you're gonna. These riches is only gonna be for a season, and the same poor people that you looked at in the ghetto, the ones that you left behind to starve and die and get stabbed, these people are gonna be ruling the earth, man. These people is gonna be ruling the earth once Christ returns, and you're gonna be wanting to be great like those men. But remember, you chose a side. You chose the Arabs. You chose to live rich and luxurious for a season than to suffer with the children of God. Because you got the brotherhood with them Arabs. Salakia, go ahead.
God. Salakia, I missed a good part. Let me go back. Salakia. 24, Salakia. By faith, Moses.
By what?
Faith, Moses.
Bouncer, you have no faith, man. You have no faith in your people. You have no faith in nothing, man. All you are is a brother that's lost. All you are is a brother that's lost and is super simple. A brother that hates black people. And you have zero faith. And by them comments, it shows you have zero faith. So, Lucky, go ahead.
When he was come to years.
Once he got to a certain age, after living that Egyptian life, he was living in the house of Pharaoh for all them years. Go ahead.
Refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
Refuse what?
To be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
He understood his nationality meant something, man.
That's right.
He understood being an Israelite meant something. He understood being one of God's chosen people meant something. He realized nationality is more than riches and money. That's what he realized. Why? Because money comes and goes, man. But you can't change which nation you are. He refused to be called the son of the the son of the daughter of Pharaoh, man. It's like, go ahead.
Carl. Choosing rather to suffer affliction.
And listen,
with the people.
He chose rather, meaning he could have had a nice life, and he chose the opposite. He said, damn that, my brothers ain't living good. I'm not going to live good either. Why? Because he had compassion, man. He loved black people. He had compassion that they don't teach you to have in the mosque. Go ahead.
Carl, Salakia, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the children of God.
And listen, man, that right there is One West. That's what we're doing here, man. We choose rather to suffer affliction with the children of God. Just think, brothers in the UPK, every Saturday, they'll be going to camp, man. Whereas they could choose to go to the beach. In the week, brothers be finishing slavery and doing classes continuously. They could choose to say, you know what, I'm tired, I'm going to stay in bed today. But what? They love the Lord and they have real brotherhood. That even when brothers in here is tired and whatnot, things still get done, man. Because in here we have class and honor. Go ahead.
Khan, than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Don't worry about it. So you keep wearing that man dress. It's going to be over soon. It's only for a season. You got one season to enjoy. You got one season to enjoy your life, but it's all coming to an end, man. This whole Arabic garbage is coming to an end. Go ahead.
Khan, that was it.
And at the end of that, all I want to say is actually, we might get banned on YouTube. I'm not going to swear today, Salakia. Let me yield. I yield.
All right, no, sir, man. I'm going to have a quick commercial break. I keep saying commercial, man. Fucking, I'm British, man. Salakia, but you know what I mean, Dog, about when I say I'm British, innit? I'm born in Britain, Salakia.
You know what's crazy with me? Listen, sometimes I watch the UK camp tapes and they hear brothers saying, because on the block, I'm thinking, listen, that's America, man. We don't have blocks down. We don't have blocks down here, man. Salakia.
Unless you're talking about tower blocks, we don't really have blocks now.
And you know we ain't talking about tower blocks. Niggas be like, yo, because on the block. And I'm thinking, well, where's the block? Salakia. I'm thinking, we in the UK, man.
Salakia. Advert. I'm going to the advert now, yeah? I'll be back in 5 minutes. Salam.
Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahawashah in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 chill General Mahaiman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Wam Yasha'Allah, Yasha'Allah, Yasha'Allah.
Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 chill General Mahaiman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour. Also, a Johnny Walker Distillery tour. And Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event.
Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles.
Lucky, my bad. Sorry, I'm not gonna run it 3 times. The last one was an accident. Sorry about that. So lucky. I know these are getting pissed. I know these are like bedtime. They're accidents still. Big up to
They're thinking we get the point. That's what they're thinking.
I know, man. Like, hey, man, I cut my ticket already, man. Cool. That was an accident, but okay, cool. So, second half of the show, we're gonna get into it. You know what I mean? What's that woman called, a race woman? Kate Hopkins or some shit like that.
Which one? There's too many racist women. Kate Hopkins, is she still around?
Yeah, she's about still doing her thing and whatnot. You hear about the other day? She been with a black man. She went black and she come back. She goes, I'm a racist. I've been with a black man. Apparently it was weird and he sent her flowers with his hair in there or some shit like that. But anyway, so she got a video out now talking about immigrants and she was breaking down how much the country spends on them and whatnot and refugees and stuff. And I'm going to play it right now.
Are you wondering why so many migrants are trying to come across the channel, one of the biggest shipping lanes in the whole of the world? Well, it's because of this. Because your government, the British government, advertises to these asylum seekers what you'll get. Let me tell you what you'll get if you're an asylum seeker in the UK, whether you're actually an asylum seeker or whether you were perfectly safe in France, for example. You'll get somewhere to live, a cash allowance, or both. You can choose whether you want a flat, a house, a hostel, or bed and breakfast. How lovely is that? I wonder if we serve it to them in bed. I do hope so. Cash support, you'll get £37.75 for every person in your household to help you pay for things like food, clothing, and toiletries. I am actually reading this from the government website. Your allowance will be loaded onto a debit card each week to make it easy for you to spend what you want to spend. Isn't that nice? And even if you've been refused asylum seeker, you're a failed asylum seeker in my country, your country, you'll be given somewhere to live and £35.39 per person on a payment card. This is what we're handing out, and then we go on to tell them you may get free national health service, such as to see a doctor or get hospital treatment. You'll get free prescriptions for medicine, free eye tests, free glasses. I ask you, as a British citizen, as someone that's paid in all their lives, do you get free prescriptions? Have you been offered a free place to live or somewhere that gives you better breakfast? Have you been offered £300 maternity payment just because you're having a baby? I thought not. These are people who are here often illegally, and this is what we promised them. And is it any wonder that they choose to come? This country is a soft touch. It's time we started standing up for the British nationals who live here and our ex-service personnel who are offered nothing like this, nothing of the sort. In March 2018, close to 50,000 people were in receipt of these kind of benefits. Stop making our country a joke. Start standing up for our own.
Ooh, imagine this. These refugees got it good, man. These refugees got it good. Black people come here. Listen, black people come to the UK, and we paid our way. We paid our own ticket, man. Then to get our family over here, guess what we had to do? We had to send for them. We had to save money up in a bank account and get them to come over here. And then even when our kids were over here, had to all share one room, man. We was all poor, all broke, man. We ate what we worked for. What we worked for, what we ate, what we had on our back is everything that we worked for, man. And meanwhile, these nations get it easy. These nations kick back and get what? Free breakfast, free a house, a bungalow, a flat, anything of their choice. There's only one option for black people, and that was one room, man. Let me tell you something, black man. In this kingdom, it is great not to be black in this kingdom. In this kingdom, black man, you live better than black people if you're an asylum seeker. If you're a man that's seeking asylum, you are greater than a black man, even if he works, even if he pays for his own ticket, even if he pays for his own healthcare. A black man from the Windrush was denied national healthcare, man. National health service was denied it, man. Meanwhile, a man who ain't born here, a man that has no ties to here, a man whose four parents never picked cotton, never cut cane, never suffered in England, he gets it all, man. Free glasses, man. Don't go about you gonna Specsavers a lie. I'm hearing that it's expensive. It's expensive.
You ain't got to tell the world that's lucky. It's expensive. Listen, I got the worst eyesight in the world, and the eye test alone is about, I believe, about £40. So that's about £40, and then for the glasses as well. So you have to pay for the glasses also. But with the glasses, like, there's a cheap option that you have to pay for, and I'm sure for 2 cheap pairs, it's about an extra £80. So you have to pay for all that as well. So they're getting it for free. And then if you want to put the glare on the glasses, the glare's an extra £30. So you got the 80 for 2 pairs. Then you have to pay for the glare. It's super expensive, man. Dentist as well is expensive as well, and they get all these things for free. Even now, I'm sure you got to pay for prescriptions as well, right?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, man.
So listen, I didn't know.
That's £7. How much is it? £7. About £9 for a script, man.
One guy I work with, he told me that he got fined. I said, why? So he said on his prescription, he said he tried to take the one where you get it for free. So he goes, he got it for free, but a fine came in the post. So hold on, you see if your prescription's £9. Let's say paracetamol is cheaper than that. Is it just cheaper to go to the shop then?
Yeah, they'll tell you. So if you go with a script here and paracetamol goes for £7, they'll tell you it's best to just buy it over the counter. And guess what? The price is 100. So imagine you for £9 here, you end up paying £100. That's cold. That is.
Damn. But yeah, this NHS thing, man. We've been here for all these years, and we get zero benefits, man. Like the heathens come up. It's like, go ahead.
Imagine Whenever we talk about reparation, they say, well, reparation won't sort anything. It's done now. It's in the past. When it comes to us, they don't want to save a penny. But when it comes to heathens, they get like, if you should be giving money to anyone to give them a better life, it should be the people that built your country. But they'll give money to other people to give them a better life before they give it to us. They make us suffer. They police kill our children in the streets and, you know, harass black women over a bus pass, man. When we ask for money, they say no, but we'll give money to build a prison. But meanwhile, the Somalians, man, get the compassion that we don't get, man. Somalis, Salakia, there's no such word called Somalian. I keep saying it, Salakia. Somalis get it better than us, man. Afghans get it better than us, man. You know what I mean? All these other countries. What else? What's the Afghan? What's the other one again? The newest refugee, the Afghan and the
Is it Iranians?
Ukrainians, Salakia. Ukrainians, man, get it better than us. Meanwhile, the people that built your country don't get a penny, man. In fact, we get dipped back. And do you know you to deport people cost money? You gotta pay the deportation centers. You gotta pay for the planes. You gotta pay for the petrol for the planes. You gotta pay for the pilot. So England don't mind spending money on black people only when it comes to locking us up, only when it comes to dipping us back. But if you're Somali, whatever, listen, you get good healthcare, good dental treatment, a prescription. And it's true, people that are born in England, even white people, they don't get that. They don't get it free. In this kingdom, man, listen, it's so in this kingdom, you got it hard if you're in black, Hispanic, or Native American Indian, man.
Right.
You got it good, no matter what race you are, you got it good if you're not black, man. So lucky about, man.
I'm telling you, life is hard for blacks and Hispanics, man. Imagine this. You come from a country where you had nothing for free, and now you come here, you get a house for free, you get everything for free, and these people still complain, man. Like with Katie Hopkins, obviously she goes in her rants all the time, but what they should have done is after letting us in, they should have closed the doors if that's the case, man. Now they've let everybody else in, and now you're not gonna get everybody out now. Now you got Somalians here. Now you got Somalians here. You got Ukrainians here. You got Polish here. You got Romanians here, and all these people that get free NHS care. Guess what they do? They're out stealing, man. Romanians steal the most. Nobody don't steal more than Romanians, man. Romanians is forever stealing, man. Romanians, who's the ones that sell you the fake gold?
Romanians, kind of Romanians.
They're the ones that sell the fake gold.
Yeah.
So Romanians be selling the fake gold. Who's the ones that stand at the lights?
Romanians again. Some sort of Eastern European. I can't tell them apart, but some sort of Eastern, whether it's Polish or Romanians, one of them.
And I'm yet to see a black man. Have you seen a black man do it on there?
Never. In fact, guess what? Guess what? Black people come to England for? Guess. Black people came to England to work. That's they came as refugees. They came to take from the government. We came because of a lack of jobs back home, and there was loads of jobs in England. In fact, we were invited to work. See the difference? We actually came to better the country, man. These are coming to drain it, man. Our whole purpose in the UK was to work to better it. After we bettered it already in the 1600s, these men come to suck it dry, man. I've been doing it ever since, man. So lucky, man.
And I'm telling you, like, I don't know if you see them at every single traffic light. You see them, right? Every single traffic light.
Okay.
And imagine if I was a fool, I would be giving. Let's say I drive past 10 traffic lights. I'll be giving out £10 every time I drive past 10 traffic lights. These people get free NHS care. They get universal credit. They get a house. They get all of those kind of things, man. And they're still begging for money, man. Whereas black people have it hard, and black people ain't doing that, man.
That's right.
This is why the food drive that we do is only for blacks and Hispanics, man. These other nations do not deserve nothing from us. England gives them enough already. They got NHS care. They got the dentist for free. They got all of these things, man. Everything, they get everything for free. Like I'm yet to see. Honestly, to be fair, I'm yet to see an honest Romanian. Have you seen one?
Nah, bro. You know, it cracks me up. How you come to England to beg? Imagine you come so far, you make to England, you're getting £30 in a debit card, closing it back, and you're begging, man. And some of them are pimps, man. I'm telling you, some of them are some hustlers. I seen a woman sitting on the floor with a blanket on, begging. Right beside her was the bench. That's what, bitch. Why you sit on the bench, man? She tried to create that whole image of, oh, I'm so down and out. I'm so, so poor. I was like, listen, the bench is right there, man. I'm sure you could just sit on the bench, man. Listen, they're hustlers, man. Don't give them a penny, man. So like, yeah.
Listen, man, we need to be very careful who we give our money to. All these nations are doing just fine, man. England helps them. They also have they have them people that give out free food in town as well. All these nations, they just rub us blind because they know that we're so compassionate and we give our money away. But listen, I guarantee you, they make more than you make a day. On average, the average person makes what, £80 a day? About £80 a day. So now, all they have to do is get a pound of 80 cars, and over 1,000 cars drive up and down that road, man. Listen, even if, let's say 1,000 cars drive up and down that road, 10% of the people give them a pound, they've made £100 today, man.
That's right.
They've made £100, they've made £20 more than you have. Remember, your money gets taxed because you go to work. Their money is tax-free. And they think they're so smart what they do, man. They empty out the cup after everyone gives them money, man, to make out they ain't made no money today. They empty the cup out, man, and they put the cup to you because they know if they show you a cup full of pounds, you're going to say, yo, you got money already. So they empty out the cup and they say, please, please. Listen, man, nowhere in the Bible does it say you have to give heathens your hard-earned money, man. Don't listen to these Christians that make out like, oh, you have to give these heathens your money. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that, so okay.
I ain't giving him nothing, man. And this is a video I saw from my brother, man. It pissed me off. And after hearing what Kate Hopkins said, this answers his question, man. Anyway, I'll play it for you now, man. This brother said, why don't black people smile? I'll play it for you right now, man. 1 second. In fact, where is it at, man? Give me 2 seconds.
There are black people, we need to smile more. Now, this might be the most positive video I've ever made, but I'm going to make it anyway. As black people, we don't smile enough. We're always walking around like that, the weight of the world on our shoulders. Yes, we've been through a lot of issues during existence, slavery, colonization, racism, you name it, we've been through it. But should we always let the past dictate the future? I think not. I think as black people, we need to start smiling a bit more. We need to start smiling at each other, saying good morning to each other, afternoon, good night to each other. Greet each other in a friendly way. Forget what we've been through in the past. Sometimes we have to greet our neighbor, say, hey, how do you do? Smile at them and keep it moving. But as black people, we always walk around with a mean face as if the world is always against us. To be honest, life has not always dealt us a bad hand. Sometimes life did deal us a good hand, but we just didn't see it because we were just too blinded by our anger. And I think this is one of the reasons why other races of people always have their guard up when we come around. If they've never had an interaction with a black person, immediately their guard goes up. Because we don't come across as smiley, friendly people. We always come across as angry, aggressive, do damage type of people. So I'm making this video for my black people. Let's smile a bit more. Let's greet each other in a friendly way. Hug each other if possible.
Okay, so what his brother's saying sounds good, man. But this is the problem. It's very hard to smile, man. Now, if you're an Afghan, then you have everything to smile about. Imagine a war happens in your country, and a rich country takes you in, you have everything to smile about, man. I can see why you smile. Imagine you're a man from Somalia, Slovakia, and your country's poor, and you just lie to the government and say, yo, I'm seeking asylum, I'm in danger, even though you're already in France. You're already in France, you're already safe, but you say, oh, I'm not safe. You come to England, and you get money in your pocket and clothes in your back and free dental care, all the shit that you didn't have in your country. I can see why you will smile, man. But then imagine if you're a black man. Imagine if family come here in the 60s, man. It's been nothing but gollywog and queuing, man. Nothing but living in one house, in one room. Nothing but sending for your children. And at this time, they're 4 or 5. They don't even know you. Nothing but going to work and being oppressed, man. Nothing but being stopped and frisked by the police. I can see why black people don't smile, man. Because life ain't been good to us at all. You can't tell a rape victim, come on, shake it off, man. You've been raped, man. It's in the past now. You got to move on. You can't tell a man who's struggling how to feel. You can't tell a man who's mourning how to mourn, man. You can't tell a man that's in pain how to be in pain. So unlike this brother here, I can see why black people ain't happy, man. I can see why we're down and oppressed, man. I can see why would that sister be smiling when she got stopped and frisked and manhandled by 2 man police in front of her son, man. That's the reason why we don't smile. Salaki, man.
You know what got me is the Pharrell I'm so happy instrumental in the background. Like, could you hear it? He had the Pharrell. He had the Pharrell. Listen, it was well thought out on his part. He had the Pharrell I'm so happy in the background, talking about black people need to smile more. Listen, we're gonna smile when Jesus Christ returns, man. That's when we're
That's
gonna
right.
smile, man. We're gonna smile when Jesus Christ returns. Because then, like the scripture says, man, it's gonna wipe away every tear from our eye. How does the rest of it go? I can't even remember.
Let me get it.
He said it's gonna wipe Revelation something. He said it's gonna wipe away every tear from our eye. That's the only part I remember, Salakia.
Let me get
All I remember is it's gonna wipe away every tear from our eye, and I can't remember the rest.
Revelation 21:4. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
Listen, man, we got nothing to smile about right now, man. But the time's coming when we're gonna smile. At the moment, we have tears in our eyes. Why? Because these oppressors is killing us, man. They're slaughtering us. They arresting us in front of our children. They're beating us to death. They're giving everybody else free healthcare and charging me £9 for a prescription. They're charging me extra £30 to put glare on my glasses. We got nothing to smile about, man.
What's the glare thing about, man? Bring it down. What's the glare about?
This is what they say to you. They say to you, like, certain lights, if certain lights are coming at you, it's an anti-glare. So it kind of, the light don't dazzle you, but it don't work. I'll be honest with you, it don't work. Save you £30, it don't
extra
work.
money for glare as well.
It don't work. So in the opticians, they show you images. They say, basically, the oppressors are con artists. Will show you 2 pictures. One's more clear than the next one. And he will say to you, this one here is without the glare. This one's with the glare, the anti-glare. So I'll be like, oh yeah, put anti-glare on. So this is what he will say. Anti-glare is £30. He will say, do you want it on both the glasses? You say, yeah, say, well, that's £60. So then I had to have anti-glare on one and not on the other because that shit's expensive. But it's a waste of time and a waste of money. I got anti-glare on my glasses and I think it makes everything worse. Honestly, it makes everything worse. Salakia.
Read that again, Salakia. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
And God's going to wipe away all tears from our eyes. Go ahead.
And there shall be no more death.
And there shall be no more death. Like, we ain't going to die the way that we died, man. We ain't going to die at the hand of these oppressors. They ain't going to be murdering us in the street and all of those things. When it's talking about there shall be no more death, this don't mean you're going to live to unlimited amount of years. When it says there's no more death, well, there's a difference between sleeping with your fathers and there's death. Death is the way we died in the streets with chalk around us. That's the difference, man. Black people, we experience death in England, man. Meanwhile, the oppressor, he don't experience death. He dies with all his grandsons around his bedside and living his best life. But the way we die a horrible death, a grievous death, man. Like it talks about in the book of Jeremiah. Now, when it talks about there shall be no more death, that's what it's talking about. We ain't gonna die that way no more. Because our lives is gonna have been changed and so forth. Go ahead.
Carl. Shit, what's 2 6. Boom, boom, boom. And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying.
Neither what?
Sorrow, nor crying.
This is why we ain't smiling, man, because we're going through sorrow and we're crying, man, because we're
That's right.
experiencing death in England and we're crying until the day that there's no more death, until the Lord wipes the tears from our eyes and there's no more sorrow and there's no more crying.
That's
Until then, until then, Mr. I'm so happy, leave us to cry, man.
right.
Until then, leave us to cry until we fix our problems, man. Until then, leave us to cry unto the Lord, man. Listen, even in Egypt, it says that they cried to the Lord, man.
That's
Why?
right.
Because they weren't happy with their situation. Well, it is this brother's happy being a slave. He's happy, and that's what he's got Pharrell in the background talking about. It's not all so bad, and we need to smile. There's nothing to smile about, man.
That's right.
The reason why you're smiling is what? Because you love the oppressor, man. We don't love the oppressor, and we got nothing to smile about, unlike you, Mr. Happy. Salakia, go ahead. That's his name, Mr. Happy.
God. Neither shall there be any more pain.
Neither shall there be what?
Any more pain.
We in pain, man. Losing a loved one, the way how we dying is pain, man. Seeing your loved ones in jail, being sentenced and doing some crazy amount of years is pain, man. Seeing black people on drugs and dying is pain, man.
That's right.
We're in here in the midst of it and it's pain. We don't run off to Dubai like some people. We stay here in the midst of it. So, Lucky, go ahead.
God. For the former things are passed away.
This is when we're going to smile, man. When those former things is passed away, everything that we just read back then, the time's coming when those is going to be former things, meaning what? Things in the past. After those things, then we're going to smile, man.
That's
But
right.
for now, allow us to be sad. While you be happy, allow us to be sad, please. Isn't it not our right to be sad?
That's right.
Listen, a man's allowed to be a woman. So surely we're allowed to be sad if we want, man. If you want to be
right.
happy, you go be happy. As for us, we're going to be sad until black people's in a better position. Is there any more? Or is that about it?
That was it, you know.
Mm.
That was it, man. And that's selfish as well, man. You know, it's my dog about it's the brother that got the good job. Because things are good for him, it's like, you know what, why can't you be happy too, man? How selfish, man. That's like a man losing his grandma, but you got yours. And you tell him, listen, life ain't so bad, man. Cheer up, man. It's easy for you to say because you're doing okay, man. Because, you know, because life ain't so hard for you. You know, you probably ain't lost nobody. You probably don't get stopped and frisked. You probably ain't lost a son like Mark Duggan. It's easy for you to go, well, you know, come on, man. Just pull yourself up, man. You got to feel the pain for all your brothers, man. Stop being so selfish, man. It's either that or just happy being a slave. Some people are happy being a slave. Some people that don't mind. There's some people that work in McDonald's and take pride in it, man. Some people that work for the oppressor and take pride in it, man. Me on the other hand, I ain't, man. I don't take pride in it, man. Listen, we at UPK, we know our worth, and our worth is sitting on thrones, man. And anything other than that, we're gonna remain in a frown. If we ain't got a crown, we're gonna keep frowning. We ain't gonna be happy, man. Until we're on thrones, black man, you're gonna see our white teeth sparkling. Until that day, we're gonna keep frowning, man. So like, yeah. Let me get the last one before we move on. So this is a brother doing some research on Jewish people in Jamaica. And listen, I'll let it speak for itself.
What's going on, people? I'm in a Jewish cemetery. A recent slew of articles about Caribbean Jews has romanticized this community as exclusively merchants, which in turn has encouraged tourism and has romanticized this community. However, what seems to be completely ignored is the reality of the Jewish planters. Here's the full story of the Gabays in Jamaica. The Old Jewish Cemetery at 1 Hunts Bay in St Andrews, Jamaica is one of the oldest Jewish cemeteries in the Western Hemisphere. The oldest tomb is of Abraham Gabay, 1672. 3 generations of Gabays lived and planted in Jamaica. They were originally of Portuguese descent and exiled from Brazil. In 1750, Samuel Solomon and Isaac Gabay owned 190 enslaved people, and between them owned nearly 1,400 acres of land. 1 acre is roughly the size of a football pitch. In their wills, they bequeathed their wealth and unborn enslaved children to their families, made charitable contributions to poor Jews, and supported synagogues on the island. While this video offers a quick dive into Jewish plantocracy, I hope it will encourage more academic and more online research to combat the one-sided narrative of the Jewish merchant or pirate. The narrative must be expanded to include plantation ownership. The online overcharacterization is not reality, but rather informed by a fear of an anti-Semitic label and perhaps an attempt to sidestep the uncomfortable truth of Jewish planters in the Caribbean.
And would you look at that? This man said that if you're from Jamaica and you say them Gabay, because your slave master was what's the name, Richard Gabay, man. And he said that they come from a family that was exiled, man. That was kicked out of Brazil. So imagine that people was treating you bad in Brazil. They didn't want Jewish people in Brazil. They exiled you, and then you were getting treated like shit in Brazil. Moved to Jamaica to treat us like shit. Can you believe that, man? And that's why in the UPK, listen, whatever nations are going through, that's their business, man. We don't get involved, man. We don't care about what the Jewish man's going through, or what the Arabs are going through, or what the Afghans are going through. That's their business, man. Let me tell you something about heathens, black man. Heathens go through hard times, and what do? Being loving and kind and nice. We always take the side. We always fight for them. And then when they get themselves on their feet, guess what? They enslave us. Them same ones enslave us. Black man, you're crying right back now. You're crying about Ukraine. You're crying about Ukraine. Ukraine is so bad about Ukraine. We got to take him. We got homes for refugees. Black man, give it 10 years. Them same Ukrainians are going to call you niggas, man.
Right.
The same Ukrainians are going to say, oh, them Jamaicans, man. Oh, they're too bagger. I can't roll with them, man. I would never date a Jamaican. Them same ones are going to turn on you, man. Just like these Jewish people here. They was being exiled, come to Jamaica and became one of the biggest slave owners, man. And they used the money from slavery to what? Fund their synagogues. And we must cry for Jewish people. Everyone cries for Jewish people. Kanye West got cancelled for saying what he said about Jewish people, man. When Jewish people should be cancelled for what they did to us.
Right.
Everyone cries about Jewish people. It's so sad what happened to them. It's so mean what happened to them. What about what they did to us, man? They ain't so innocent. And that's the problem with these heathen black man. We always take them in. The East Indian man, same thing. The East Indian man was an indentured servant that came to Jamaica, man. And we saw, oh, look at these poor Indians, man. Look at them. And now these same Indians that was nothing in their country, man. There was a poor Indians in their country, now call us monkey on our own island, man. Now own all the jobs on our own island, man. Them same heathen that are nothing, as the Bible says, have begun to be lords over us, man. In fact, let me get that real quick down, boy. If I could break it down. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 57. I'll start from 56. Bear with me. 6 and 56. Oh, so lucky. 1 second. Khan, it reads, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
It says, as for the other people which also come of Adam, why? Because at this time, obviously, all these people on the earth was descendants of Adam after the flood. So all of these were descendants of Adam. It says, as for the other people who come of Adam, meaning us and the other people. Go ahead.
Thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto
it says they are nothing. Go ahead.
But be like unto spittle.
And they're like spittle. Spittle is what? Like the little piece of spit that comes out your mouth when you're speaking. You don't care about that spittle. You don't care about that little spit that comes out your mouth. You don't even look. It's so small. You don't even look to see where it goes. You don't care about where it goes because it's nothing. All these nations together is counted as that, man. Imagine spittle, which is nothing. Go ahead.
Carl. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
And a vessel is like you having a bucket, and you got a bucket full of water, and one droplet falls from that bucket of water. You don't care about that bucket, that droplet. You don't care about that one droplet. You ain't gonna miss that droplet because that droplet is nothing compared to. It's compared to the rest of the water. Now, the Lord likened all of them to a drop that falls from a bucket, man. A vessel. Go ahead.
Come. And now, O Lord, behold these heathen.
And it says, now, O Lord, behold these heathen, meaning those people that are spittle, those people that are likened to a drop that comes out of a bucket. Then it lets you know it's talking about them because it says these heathen. So he's letting you know how these people are nothing, how there was spittle, how there was the drop that came from a bucket. Now he's going to let you know these nothing people begin to go ahead.
Now these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing.
Well, now he's letting it know these disgusting people that was nothing, that was a drop. These people that have been reputed as nothing, these people that are nobodies. Go ahead.
Have begun to be lords over us.
Have what?
Begun to be lords over us.
Have begun to be lords over us. These people that is a drop that falls from a bucket have begun to rule over us, man. That would be like nowadays. What it's looked at is now is this little drop that fell from the bucket is worth more than all the water that was in the bucket, man. That's how it is nowadays. These nations make it like we nothing when really they're nothing, man. The way how we was looking at them back then, like there was nothing. Nowadays we look up to them like they're gods and all of these kind of things. But it says the people that have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us, meaning now we have to beg them for jobs, we have to beg them for passports, we have to beg them, can we go to this country? The people who are nothing, we beg them for everything now. And Ezra is letting the Lord know. Well, Ezra is saying to the Lord, the people who are nothing, go ahead.
Go on. Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
And these people, they've begun to be lords over us and devour us, man. This Jewish family and enslaving black people and making money being part of the sugar trade, they've begun to be lords over us and devour us, man. They was killing us during slavery and they're still killing us till this day. A people who are nothing is doing all these things to us, man. And it's not right. It's like is that anyone's that about it?
That's about it. The point I was making that they're nothing. They get ran out of their own country, and now the laws over us, man.
Mm.
The East Indian man. Listen, do the research on the East Indian man. Yeah, England had a contract with India, man, and the Indians said, you know what, we'll give you our lowest, the scum, our lowest Indians, man. Take them and let them work for you, man. And them same people that was nobody, them coolies, man, that came to Jamaica naked, they had no shoes on. Why? Because they worship the cow. And look at how they came to Jamaica. They came naked, man. And now guess what? They're better than us, man. Now the laws of us. They came to England, man, and we had all the shops at the time. We used to fight racist white people for them, and now they're laws over us, man. They say don't come my shop, move from here. Don't forget the Irish. The Irish, man, they used to have shops saying no blacks, no Irish, no dogs, man. And when the Irish man was low, the Irish man, who was his best friend? The black man. Who did cleave to the black man? And now he got himself on his feet. He got Ireland back now. He don't want to be seen around us, man. He don't want no parts of us, man. The same heathen that was nothing at one point can get himself above you, can be lords over you, man. So lucky, long about, man.
So lucky, if I could, real quick. Speaking of the shop situation, let me tell you a quick story. So back in the days before my granddad packed up and went back to Jamaica, there was a shop at the end of his road that he wanted to buy. So the white people were selling the shop. He was gonna buy the shop, and they said to him, all right, we'll sell it to you. And then when he came with the money to buy the shop, they said, oh, it's not for sale no more. And a week later, they sold it to some East Indians, man. Listen, Crawford, I could have had a corner shop, man. I could have been running a corner shop, man. I could have been running a mini Tesco or whatever.
I mean, you have no stock. You have no stock in that shit, man. I'm telling you. I'll go there. No, nothing. What the fuck, man?
I would have been Mr. Khan's before Mr. It could have been Mr. Khan's for all I know. I believe the shop was Mr. Khan's. Maybe I'm wrong. Listen, Mr. Khan owes me that shop because my granddad was going to buy the shop. So lucky. But yeah, so imagine this. So what happened is he was so mad that they didn't sell him the shop. So you know what he did? He packed up and he went back to Jamaica, man. They pissed him off that much. He packed up and went back to Jamaica, man.
Fuck it, he could have went to London, Dungle. Fuck it, now.
So he went back to Jamaica. He went back to Kingston, man.
He could have went to another city. Goddamn.
They sent him back to Kingston, man. When really, I was supposed to have a shop in the UK, man. Listen, I'm tired. Oh man, maybe in another life. So lucky.
Robbed him of a shopping. That's what.
Robbed me of my inheritance, man. I was meant to own Mr. Khan's on Dudley Road. You're supposed to be getting them slush puppies from me. You know them white rum slushies. You're supposed to be buying those from me, man. But obviously, these heathens are devils that don't stick to their promises. So obviously, they sold the shop to East Indians, and now you have to buy your authentic Jamaican food from what? Mr. Khan's on Dudley Road, when you could have been buying it from me, man. You could have been buying the yam and banana. You could have been buying the listen, I would have sold you callaloo, not in the tin, man. I'd have had an allotment in the back where the callaloo's fresh, but obviously the oppressor's the devil. I can't serve my people, so you're gonna have to go to Mr. Khan's Salakia.
For the time being. But don't watch that, man. In the kingdom, trust me, we'll have it all. But again, man, for whatever coming through, a powerful show. You know what I mean? Keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Also, man, make sure you contact the school 079-607-4784. Get all the details, get the itinerary online about the trip to the UK. Anything else I'm missing, Nangaba? Classes 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9. The last one called Dutch class every Friday. Make sure you contact the school. We can get you in the class. We can send you the alphabet as well, so you can read along and participate as well. And there's 2 feast days in September. Make sure you look on the ISUPK social media to get all the information. I think the Feast of Trumpets is first.
Atonement, then Tabernacles.
Okay, so get yourself ready. Oh, the GoFundMe, Salakia, and the GoFundMe as well. You look at on Facebook, it's Karafia, K-A-R. Forgot my name. K-A-R-A-T-H-Y-A. Yasha Allah, the GoFundMe is on there. Yeah, man, send a donation, man. Come on, man. Send a donation to get the money up, man. I think that's it, And with that, shalom.
Shalom, Israel.
Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General Yohana live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the ISUPK UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle. Bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General Yohana will put 12 chill General Mahaiman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, ISUPK, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General Yohana will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Wam Yasha Allah. Let
us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people?